Here in the Philippines, off-roaders are a dime a dozen, but when it comes to road presence, the Jeep Wrangler still commands a lot of attention. In this video, we will take a tour of this Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sahara to see what makes it so special. Let's do this. The Jeep Wrangler is an icon. With a heritage dating back to the World War II Jeep, the Jeep Wrangler has basically remained the same through the decades. Now on its fourth generation, the JL Wrangler has soldiered on with its tried and true mechanicals meant for some serious off-road work straight from the factory. This heritage comes at a price though, since this Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sahara retails for 5,290,000 Philippine pesos. And with so many capable off-roaders coming in at a much lower price, can the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sahara justify its premium asking price? But before we find out, special thanks to Jeep Alabang for providing the Wrangler Sahara to do this car review. Here at Reagan's Rides, we do car reviews of SUVs, sports cars, trucks, and everything in between. So subscribe and hit the bell. I mean, dude, think about it. There are a lot of capable 4x4 off-roaders out there that sell for half the asking price of this Jeep Wrangler Sahara here. Heck, you can even go for a base model 4x4 manual transmission mid-size pickup truck, spend ₱1,000,000 worth of off-road modifications, and you won't even be equal to half the asking price of this vehicle right here. So why the heck would you even consider the Jeep Wrangler Sahara? Well, for one, it's the street cred. Or maybe in this case, we can say trail cred. I mean, dude, it's a Jeep Wrangler, for goodness sake. It's one of the best ways of saying that you're rich, telling everyone you're rich without being too loud about it, if you know what I mean. I mean, Jeep has stuck with this design throughout the decades, making this one of the most recognizable off-roaders in the country today. We get the iconic 7-slatted front grille here, paired with those rounded headlight units, LED of course, and we also have LED DRLs right here on the front fenders. Now we have a pair of recovery hooks here on the front bumper to get some less capable off-roaders out of trouble. And if you'll notice, this entire front fascia doesn't even have the Jeep brand or logo anywhere. That's because the entire face of this vehicle already acts as the brand's logo. I mean, it is that recognizable, and you just take one look at this vehicle and you know that it is a Jeep Wrangler. Moving here to the side, you can see that we have the 4-door long wheelbase trim here, hence the name Unlimited. You see, Jeep uses the term Unlimited for their, 4-door Wrangler variants. Now, all of these 4 doors can be removed using simple tools, and even the hardtop can also be removed for that complete Jeep Wrangler experience. Now, when you check out the front fender here, you can see that we also have a trail-rated badge, which means that you can take this Wrangler Sahara straight out to an off-road trail coming from Jeep Alabang. Now we also have a set of step boards here which are super useful because this Wrangler Sahara has a ground clearance of 10 inches. And yes, those step boards are a blessing considering that I'm not really the tallest person on the planet. Now when you check out the wheels and tires of the Wrangler Sahara, you'll notice that we have a pretty tame set of 18-inch alloy wheels here that are wrapped in all-season tires. Now those all-season tires means that the ride will be a little bit more comfortable and quieter when you're driving on the highway. Now, behind those wheels, we do have 4-wheel disc brakes here, and for the suspension, well, it's a Wrangler, so what you expect, you're going to get some pretty hardcore stuff here. You see, we have dual live axles. We have a front and rear live axle here, and For your struts, well, we also have a set of gas struts, which should help to keep the ride a little bit more, well, smoother when you're driving on paved roads. Yo! Alright, thank goodness we have that stepboard there because it would be a pain in the butt to climb up to this Wrangler Sahara if we don't have those stepboards. Like what I experienced in the Jeep Gladiator that I reviewed. That didn't come with stepboards, so it's pretty hard to get up, especially if you're wearing tight jeans. Anyway, I digress. Looking at the cabin of this Wrangler Sahara here, you can see that despite being a hardcore off-roader, we do have some soft touch materials here. We have a pretty premium looking cabin. In fact, it's borderline plush. And I love the scent. I love the smell of this thing. It really smells so good. The only difference here from the top-spec Rubicon variant would be the color scheme, because the Wrangler Rubicon has some red bits, while this one has an all-black affair. Now, let's start off with the seats. The seats of the Wrangler Sahara are wrapped in leather and they are pretty comfortable seats. I have to say that about these American brands, they really know how to tune the comforts of their seats, and yes, these are very comfortable leather seats here. We don't get power adjustments though, but I was surprised to see we do have a heating function for these seats. Not that you'd need that here in the Philippines, but yeah, it's nice to see that we have heated seats here. Now we also have a leather wrap steering wheel here that adjusts for tilt, and it also telescopes, and the leather feels really good in the hands. But I did notice that we only have some buttons here for standard cruise control and to operate your multimedia system, your audio system. That's because the safety features of the Wrangler Sahara are mostly just passive safety bits, as you're seeing on your screen. We don't get any driver assist aids here, which I don't see a lot of Jeep owners looking for that, because yeah, this is really a purpose-built off-roading vehicle, and it's something that you would really just want to drive and engage with. I mean, you don't want any computer nannies interfering with your drive. Anyway, moving on to your gauge cluster, we still have a traditional analog gauge cluster here, although we do have a digital multi-information display in the middle. And when you look at the infotainment system, well, it has a smallish 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system here, which despite the small size is still quite capable. Yeah, sounds like me. Anyway, that means that we have Apple CarPlay here, Android Auto, and the image of a reverse camera. Now, for those of you looking for a 360-degree view camera image, you don't get that here. That's because, as I said, all the 4 doors can be removed. So yeah, that means that you don't have any place to mount your cameras for the sides. Anyway, it's not really a big deal, at least for this Jeep Wrangler Sahara. And we also have your automatic climate control setup here. I love that we have physical buttons and knobs, something that any off-road enthusiast will appreciate, because most likely when you're off-roading, you'd probably have gloves on and stuff. So yeah, nice to have this. And we also have all the window controls, power window controls here in the center as well. Now we have the shifter here, which is a nice, meaty and thick shifter right there, right beside your shifter that operates your 4-wheel drive transfer case. Beside that, we have, of course, a manual handbrake here, and we also have some grab handles for your passenger, for front passenger, just in case you go on a hardcore and technical off-road trail, that there's a place to grab, to grab on. Other than that, as I said, it's a pretty nice and premium looking cabin here. A bit of a step back when it comes to the tech and convenience features, like the infotainment system and stuff, the size of the screen. But you don't buy a Jeep Wrangler Sahara for convenience features anyway, right? The local Wrangler Sahara gets the newer 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder gasoline motor that pumps out 268 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque. Now, all of that power can be sent to all 4 wheels via an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now friends, this might be a smaller engine when you compare it to the Pentastar V6, but do keep in mind that this turbocharged 4-cylinder produces more torque and is also more fuel efficient than the older V6 engine. If the front end design of the Wrangler Sahara is iconic, then the same can be said for the rear end design. We have the squared off LED taillight units here, and we also have this blacked out rear bumper that comes with a rear tow hook, again to rescue some lesser capable 4x4 off-roaders out there, not to mention cheaper 4x4 off-roaders out there. Anyway, yeah, so we also have the spare tire mounted here on the rear door. And to open the rear door, well, it's a swing out rear door, as you can see. And it's a split open because you have to bring up the rear glass like that. So now that we have this area open, you'll see that we do have a pretty decent amount of space here for your cargo. Now, I don't have the actual figures in liters, but I do have my large Sky Travel luggage here. So I'm gonna do my Sky Travel luggage test. Put it there. And you can see that we can easily put a pair of large Sky Travel luggage here, and you can put a third one on top. So that makes this Jeep Wrangler Sahara's cargo capacity more on the practical side. Now, more features here at the back. You can see that we have the Alpine subwoofer there, and we also have this roof bar here, which helps to keep the Jeep Wrangler's body stable and rigid because, as I said, we do have a removable hardtop here. Alright, so did you know that the unlimited trim of the Wrangler makes up majority of the sales of the Jeep Wrangler, mainly because, well, we get 5 doors here and we also have a pretty spacious backseat area. Now, that being said though, the seats themselves are comfortable, although they are, yeah, the bench is not really the widest out there. As you can see, only one half of my thighs are resting on the seat, so yeah, there's not much thigh support considering I'm only 5'6" and I'm not really the tallest guy on the planet. So yeah, they're quite comfortable. It's quite spacious here, although the bench seats not really the biggest and widest here. Anyway, we also have a good amount of kit here at the back. We have these Alpine speakers mounted on the roof bar right there because, as I said, the doors can be removed, so they place the speakers up top there. So it's going to be pretty interesting to have the sound firing downwards. Yeah, but I'm sure it's going to sound really good even when you remove the hardtop and have all of that beach Barbie vibes when you're riding the Jeep Wrangler. We also have a lot of amenities here, pretty well spec considering that this is a down and dirty off-roader. We have a couple of rear AC vents here. We also have the controls for your power windows here in the center, and we have all of the charging ports that you could ever need. We got a couple of USB-A and a couple of USB-C, and we also have, yeah, an actual home socket right there added in for good measure. So now that we've checked out this back seat, let's go and take this Wrangler Safari out for a quick spin to see how it behaves on the road. Alright guys, so we're now out on a quick test drive of the Jeep Wrangler Sahara, and with me we have Jeep Alabang's General Manager. We have Sir John Semanya.
Hello, hello. Pare ano lang, sales manager.
Okay, salesman. Ikaw naman eh. Ayaw mo na, pre-nomote na kita.
Hello everyone.
So Sir John, guys, if you go to Jeep Alabang and you need anything from Jeep Alabang, he's the man to talk to. Super bait. Anyway, he told me that I really have to do a quick test drive of the Jeep Wrangler Sahara because they did a lot of improvements and changes to the ride of this vehicle. So, right now I can tell you that yeah, it's more comfortable. It's a lot more comfortable. We're going through a not so perfect road here. There's a lot of yeah, potholes and stuff, and although you can feel it, it will not give you a body ache. It's not like, yeah, it's not like you're being massaged by a sumo wrestler.
The ride of the new JL Sahara, with the code is JL. Before, the old model is the JK. The ride of this model is better than the older model.
Yeah, and
Comparing both.
I can feel it, yeah. And another thing that I noticed, Sir John, is despite the fact that we have a smaller turbocharged 2-liter engine here, the acceleration is really good,
The improvements include also the reduction of weight of 200 pounds by making the body aluminum.
Oh, okay.
The lighter the vehicle, you can put a smaller engine. So it's 2 liter now, but it's turbo. So the acceleration, the torque, and the horsepower is almost the same as the V6 of the JK older model.
Yes, it feels like we have a V6.
It's more fuel efficient.
Oh, that's the best part there. It's more fuel efficient, although since this is just a quick test drive, we really can't try that out for now. But I will take Sir John's word for it.
Yes.
And we all know that a 4-cylinder is more fuel efficient than a 6-cylinder. We all know that. And because of the the turbocharger here, the power is not compromised. Now, another thing that I noticed, Sir John, the steering system of this vehicle is a recirculating ball system, which is a very durable off-roading steering system. You know, but usually, recirculating ball, it will be hard to control them on paved roads. It's like you're always correcting the wheel.
Yes.
But here, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like a regular power steering system.
Yes, because of the steering system, it's more durable. Correct ka dun?
Yeah.
When you use it off-road, it's fully equipped with that particular type of steering because it's matibay.
Yeah.
So they also improve the steering by making it feel like normal vehicle when you're on paved road.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Actually, I've driven another vehicle with a recirculating ball steering system, which is the Suzuki Jimny. And I find that I have to always correct the wheel when I'm driving that, no? So this one, Jeep was able to tune the steering very, very well. It's quite comfortable to drive. And it's, considering that we have that really durable steering system, but you're not always fighting it. So yeah, I guess that makes the Jeep Wrangler really worthwhile, no? Now, another thing that I noticed here, Sir John, is the visibility. I mean, at first I thought it's going to be pretty compromised, the visibility of the Jeep Wrangler, because we have a small windshield here, small windows. But surprisingly, it's a nice and expansive view. I don't see any blind spots, in fact. Not like some of the other off-roaders out there. I'm not gonna name names, but yeah, this one, there's minimal blind spots. In fact, we don't even need like spotter mirrors and stuff like that in this car, in this vehicle, no?
So it's a basic requirement when you use an off-road vehicle. You should have at least 360-degree vision of the whole surroundings.
Yeah.
As they say, so when you go off-roading, you have to really know where you're going. So if your visibility is limited, you will have a hard time engaging the terrain if you can't see some of the ways that you're gonna go.
Yeah.
So this one kasi is basically designed as an off-road vehicle, but this is the middle model, so it's also good for the city.
Yes. Yeah, I noticed that the hood is down low. The windows, they're nice and actually they're quite big, in fact. And we don't really have much blind spots, so it's very, very easy to drive this around the city.
This is a good get-around vehicle. If you're gonna go off-roading, I would recommend the Rubicon because it's the one designed really for
off-road. This one is really more of like an in-betweener.
Yes.
You can go off-roading with it. You can take it around the city, and it's going to give you a convenient drive.
Oh, mind you, if you take this off-road, you will be fully equipped and will be very, very capable.
Yes.
Because of the trail-rated rating of the Jeep.
Yes. Okay, let's try. All right. Nice handling also. Yeah, we just took a sharp corner there, and the handling is also really good. I mean, it's a hardcore off-roader, but it feels very premium inside. It feels very comfortable, and it's also quiet, considering we have removable panels. It's a quiet ride.
Yeah, it's the Freedom Pack can be removed in less than a minute. The whole roof. The whole roof can be removed in less than 10 minutes. So you can experience open air freedom when you remove it.
as I said,
You've
it's
been
like,
with the event last week, no?
Yes,
They
yes.
showed you how to do that.
yeah, I mean, as I said, it's a complete Wrangler experience when you remove the top. And you guys all know, if you're a long-time viewer of mine, I love open-top vehicles. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, thank you so much, Sir John, for this quick test drive. You know, the Jeep Wrangler Sahara has opened my eyes. You can have an off-roader, a capable off-roader, but you don't even have to compromise on the ride quality, on the comfort, and the convenience here inside. Yeah.
Thank you, very good. Thank you.
Awesome.